Welcome, beautiful spirit. Thank you for showing up and flowing with me here on the Free Spirit Flow Yoga channel. So, this practice is going to be a little different than usual. Maybe not on your end. So, every flow and class here on the channel has been very intentionally planned out, practiced, tested, and then recorded. I find myself getting really picky, and it maybe holds me back from the creation process and just sharing this beautiful practice of yoga. So, this class that we are about to do is not planned at all. I have no clue what's going to happen in the next 20 to 30 minutes on our mats. But I know that it will feel so good, whatever we end up finding and moving through. A little bit of background. So, when I first started my teaching journey, I pretty much always just went into the studios that I taught at and had no idea what I was going to teach. It was very intuitive, and that's just how I learned to teach and how I taught and shared classes. And that was very natural, and I loved that. So, the last 2-ish years, I've been teaching a little differently. When I went through my most recent yoga teacher training, we really focused on just being so intentional with what we were sharing, planning every single thing out that we would do in the class that we were sharing to really make it super beneficial for the students' bodies. And so the flows were very logical physically, and there was lots of purpose behind it, which I think you can still get when you are intuitively teaching, because after a while you kind of know what goes together and what doesn't. So that's just a little background. And so where I'm at is I've still just been planning a lot of my classes always. But normally when I practice on my own, I just kind of get onto my mat and go where I'm called to go. And that's usually how I share classes with you guys. It's something that I've done on my mat and I loved it, and then I end up sharing it and tweaking it a lot. So this practice is right from the start what I am in the mood to practice, and hopefully it will feel good for you too. So now that I've given you some background to everything, let's get on our mats and see what happens. Move down to a seat with me. Roll your shoulders down your back a couple times, taking some big circles with your shoulders. You close down your eyes and take stillness in your seat. Deep breath in and let it go. And tuning into breath and body. hands on your knees. Let's start with some seated cat-cows. Breathing in, shine your heart forward, tip your chin up, and breathing out, look towards your navel as you round your back body. Breathing in, open the front body. And breathing out, straighten out the arms, stretching all the way through the back body, even through the neck. Let's just do a few more of these. Beautiful. Let's move to hands and knees, your tabletop. Spreading your fingers out, pressing into the palms. Let's just take some very small circles, stretching out the wrists, going both directions. Let's create even bigger circles here, bringing our hips into this movement, going in one direction. And let's switch directions. Drop your hips back into your child's pose. Breathe in, pull your hips forward to your upward facing dog. Knees hover off of the earth, draw the shoulders back. And breathe out, knees come down to your mat, hips back into your child's. So we'll flow through a few of those. Breathe in, rolling forward, open the front body. And breathing out, hips go back. Tuck your toes, press into the palms, downward facing dog. Pressing into your mat, let your heart space reach towards your thighs and hug your navel in. Wave your right leg up for tripod. Deep breath. Breathe out. Curl your right knee to the right elbow. Hug your core in. Inhale, right leg waves back into tripod. Breathe out, right knee to the center of your mat. Right hand underneath your gaze. Open into modified side plank. Left arm waves up. Pressing your hips forward. Opening the front body. And release your left hand down. Send your hips back into dog. Now left leg, wave it back and up, tripod. Left knee to your left elbow. Send your left leg back up into tripod. Left knee to the center of your mat. Open into modified side plank, right arm opens. Deep breath. Release both palms under your shoulders, hips back into your dog. Inhale, lift up to your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Bend your knees, wave your hips back, downward facing dog. Step your feet to the front of your mat. Standing forward fold. Pause here. Give your legs a moment to soften into this space and open up. And on the breath in, rise up to standing. Wave your arms over your head. Breathe out, arms circle out wide. Hands behind your legs. Slide your hands down your legs, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And breathe out, hands down to your mat. Step back into your plank. And hips back into downward dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Weight in your left hand, side plank. Right arm opens up. Use the strength in your core. Bring your right knee up, right hand to right knee. Look down towards the left thumb. Right foot steps gently forward, runner's lunge. Peel the heart open, deep breath in. And breathe out, Skandasana, side lunge to the back of your mat. Bring your hands up to heart center. And walk your hands forward. Hands frame your front foot. Breathe in, arms stretch overhead. Come up to high lunge. Let your hips get low. Let your shoulders relax down your back. Power lunge, sweep your arms back. Interlace your fingers. Clasp your hands together. Rise up, shoulders over hips, and draw your shoulders down your back. Hands unclasp, arms circle over your head. Drop the back heel, arms to a T, deep breath. Straighten out the front leg, triangle. Left hand releases down on the inside of the right leg. Deep lunge, let the left toes slide back. And bring your forearms all the way down to your mat. Walk your right foot a little further to your right. Forearms stay down. The right foot steps back into our down dog variation with the forearms on your mat. Deep breath. Knees to your mat. Child's pose. Hips go back. Breathe in, rise up, table. Toes tucked, downward facing dog. And breathe in, high plank, roll forward, ground into the right hand, left arm waves and reaches up. Draw your left knee in, left hand to the left knee, pull it in. Mindful step, runner's lunge, face the front of your mat. Let your heart shine forward. Side lunge, let the front leg stretch out, bend into the right leg. Hands flow up to heart center. Hands release down, walk them forward, bend into the front leg. High lunge, wave your arms over your head. And deep breath. Power lunge, arms wave back, get low. Clasp your hands behind the low back. Inhale, lift up your chest and shoulders. And circle, wave your arms up. Drop the back heel down, warrior two. And straighten out the front leg. Lower your upper body down into your triangle. And deep breath. Right arm releases down. Hips lower into a deep lunge. Forearms come down onto your mat. Walk your left foot over. Stay on your forearms. Gentle step back. Hips lift into your dolphin or this modified down dog. Instead of child's, bring your knees down. Slide your arms forward for your puppy pose. Press into your palms gently. Walk your hands under shoulders. Hips back into our downward facing dog. Let's move through this one more time, a little more fluidly. Breathe in, high plank. Weight in the left palm, right arm goes up. Deep, deep breath in. Breathe out, right knee lifts up. Gentle step, runner's lunge. Let the hips sink down, open the front body, and then travel back of your mat, Skandasana, side lunge. Big roll with the shoulders. Right into high lunge, top of your mat. Wave your arms up. Breathe out, hands back, power lunge. Clasp your fingers together. Inhale, roll up. Next breath in, circle your arms over your head. Warrior two, drop down and into this beautiful hip opener. Straighten out the front leg. Right hand releases into your triangle. And left hand down on the inside of the right leg. Deep lunge, get low. Walk the right foot out and step back. Land in your dolphin. Pressing your heart back towards your thighs. Knees down, hips back. And breathe in, lift up to your table, back into downward dog. Breathe out. Breathe in, high plank. Right hand's on the mat, left arm opens you into side plank. Left knee lifts, open up the hip space. Step gently into runner's lunge. Deep breath. Travel back, side lunge. Bringing the hands up, shoulders roll down your back. And right into high lunge. Feet face the front of your mat. Arms wave up. Breathe out, power lunge. Arms wave back. Clasp and interlace. Shoulders up and over your hips. Release your clasp, arms circle up high. Drop the back heel, open your arms, warrior two. On your exhale, triangle. We move right into our deep lunge, turning the hips forward and surrendering down to the mat. And walk the left foot out. Left foot moves back to meet your right. Last time here. Really feeling that deep stretch through the backs of your legs. Set your knees on your mat. Sit back on your heels. Down to your seats. Extend your legs out in front of you. Breath in and wave your arms up. And breathe out. Fold and relax over your legs. And slowly roll up. And bring your legs back into a cross. Roll your shoulders down your back. Turn your palms open to face up. Let's enjoy a few moments in stillness here. Let your breath just flow the way it wants to. Noticing the difference in your body and mind. And thank you so much for joining me in this surprise, unknown flow. Let me know what you thought, how it felt, and I will see you again in our next practice together. Namaste.